Well, the FHFA and the Canadian CMA appreciation graphs are an awesome resource to really show the increase of home values over time. There are cases where you want to be able to really boil it down or zone in on a certain area, neighborhood, or in some cases your town might be lumped together with a big city and it doesn't feel like it matches. In order to do that, you can use what we call the multi-year buying patterns to really get a good, smooth appreciation graph over time for any area based on your search. Now, this is a graph that is automatically created for you using the Focus First software. So let me go ahead and show you how this works. So first thing you have to do in your software is actually enable it. In order to enable it, you need to open the software, go to the settings options, click activate multi-year buying patterns, and then click OK. So let me show you that first. I'm going to go ahead and open my software here. Remember to always click enable macros. I'm going to click the settings button right here at the top ribbon, which will open up this dialog box. And then right here in the middle it says activate multi-year buying patterns. I'm going to check that box so it's on and then click OK. Just like that, we've gone ahead and enabled that multi-year buying pattern graph. Now we're going to go do our search. Now, that being said, our search here is a little different. Now we're still focusing on a subdivision or a certain area based on your map search or your understanding or the area that you want to really focus on. We're still searching for the same property type because houses and condos really do appreciate differently. But the main difference is we're going to look for the last 10 years or max data. I mean, if a neighborhood's kind of newer and it was built 40 years ago, obviously you're just going to do 40 years. But if your clients have owned their house for 15 years, you want to show that whole period of time to show them that appreciation since when they bought it. So you're going to do the last 10 years is a good standard to have a good smooth curve. But if your customers own it longer, you can go a little more. If the neighborhood has only been around for a certain period of time, then you're going to do that certain period of time. And then we're going to look at only sold status. Now again, we're just trying to find this appreciation graph. This is not the data you're going to use for a real estate review or for pricing. It's just for this multi-year buying pattern. So sold status, the last 10 years is a good standard, but you can play with that as you need to. The same property type and for that area. You're going to do that search in your MLS and you're going to export that file. Once you've done that, you can go into the software, you're going to click start here, load that data in, and it'll automatically create it for you. But it is a little hidden, so you got to find it a little bit. So we're going to click the patterns button and then click the multi-year BP or buying pattern tab. So let me go ahead and show that to you because it's a lot easier to understand when you see it in action. So going back to the software, we're going to click start here, where I'm going to select my MLS, which is in Northern Colorado. And I'm going to open my export. Once this opens, you are again prompted to go ahead and put that subdivision or area name in. In this case, this is a neighborhood called English Ranch in Fort Collins. And I'm going to click done. Now after just a few seconds, it goes ahead and does everything for you. Now that being said, this opens up to the Real Estate Reviews report. This is not correct. This will not look right. The reason why, again, is we only have the sold data. That's why you see this 100% odds of selling, and it just doesn't seem like it makes sense. But the whole point of this is to be creating the multi-year buying pattern, not to be doing the reviews right now. So that being said, we're going to find the multi-year buying pattern by clicking the patterns button up here in the ribbon. And that takes us to the odds of selling graph, which again, this is not correct. 100% odds of selling. That's because we only have the sold data in here. But in the tab here in the bottom, it says multi-year BP. Clicking that tab, you will see now we open up this graph, which is the multi-year buying pattern. And you can see all the open circle dots here are all the sold properties over this 10 period span for this search. And this red line here is a smooth line that follows the trend of home sales and really shows that appreciation. So in a great way, this is an easy kind of graph to be able to show your customers the appreciation for their local neighborhood or their area in particular. For example, if we had a customer that had bought a house in English Ranch, in 2013, January 2013, you can see here the actual appreciation that's been occurring since then, where the average price of homes there are probably about $315,000, and now the average price is $575,000. That's a significant amount of appreciation in that time, and a great way to start that conversation that maybe leads to review, leads to a CMA, or leads to some discussion about what they could be doing with that equity in their house, whether that be investing in real estate or something else. But very simply, in order to do this, you're going to enable it using that settings option. You're going to do that search for the sold status of the last 10 years or the max, or match the customer profile. And then you're going to create it by clicking start here, loading the data in, and then finding that under the patterns in the multi-year buying pattern. So just like that, you can create a appreciation graph for a neighborhood or for any area that you choose. I hope this video helps, and thank you for being a Focus First customer.